Yeah, all right. So this is Thomas together with a few of my students, and we continue to work with some middleman development, static websites, pushing it out to GitHub pages. Um, and a disclaimer before we start: one of the things that I struggle with in life is my bad taste. So please don't pay too much attention of about what my portfolio site whatever looks like, because I just can't see good style if I see if it's in front of me. So just what I would like to talk to you about at the moment is a little bit how to pull in some CSS styles, and how to reuse some components. Write Haml, etc., etc. So I've come a bit with this. It's in no way is it done, um, but basically what I have managed to do, or kind of implemented, is that we are pulling in the foundation 6.2.1 into the project. We're using some custom fonts here. I have two style sheets included after each other. First, on line 14, here I'm including the minified CSS for foundation using a CDN. And then I'm also pointing to my own site-specific CSS or SCSS file that in turn is rendered into CSS later on. That's on my layout file, and then a little further down below, after I've already rendered my content, I'm including some JavaScript files. First, I'm including the jQuery library, also using a CDN. Then I'm including the entire Foundation JS library. And then after that, I'm including my own site-specific JS. And that order is kind of important, both in terms of the CSS and the JS files, that you have to include the basic library you want to use, whether it's Bootstrap or Foundation or what have you. And then after that, you want to include the site-specific CSS. And same thing with JavaScript. You want to have jQuery pulled in first, then the foundation. If you're using Bootstrap, you pull that in, and then after that you're pulling in the site-specific JavaScript libraries if there's anything you want to use. So in my file that is called all.js, I only have one single command, and that is the on document ready kind of. We just activate the foundation library, and this is required by Foundation. It must be present on every page, and that's why I'm including that in my layout ERB. As you see, I haven't. I'm using Haml in this application, but I haven't translated or transformed this layout ERB into Haml. We will do that right now. So let's have a look at the way my site looks right now. So you see, on line 22, 23, and 24, this is what I would like you to pay attention to. I'm, inside my body tag, I'm rendering a partial that is called header. Then I'm yielding to whatever template is going to use this layout, and then I'm rendering the footer. Okay, so. And in my partials folder, I have two files: one footer partial and one header, and we need that underscore at the beginning of the file name, so that Middleman recognizes this as a partial. And my header HTML looks like this right now, and now you wonder, wow, he's really cool. He kind of coded this all by himself, but actually I didn't. Let me show you what I actually did. I went over to my to the Zurb Foundation homepage, and I think I grabbed this one actually. This is the top bar template, And you can see here what it looks like, how it how it is working and everything. And then you get some code, some markup here. You get the HTML, you get the SCSS, CSS markup, and then you can also get the SCSS. So what I did, I just grabbed this SCSS and copied this, went over to my source code, and entered the site CSS SCSS code, and just pasted it in here for use. So in that way, it's made available to me. And then I took this HTML code like this, copied that, and went over to a small little website called html2haml.com, pasted this in like this, and got the Haml markup served to me instantly. Copied that, pasted it into my header file, and made some small adjustments to make it look a little more Ruby-ish with the helper methods and everything, because this converter converts to regular HTML markup, and I wanted to use some helper methods. But basically, it's been done automatically for me, and the result is, of course, this navigation bar that you see on top. I did the same thing with what? With some, let's see, I searched for footer on the site and saw this one, and I thought this was kind of cool. Well, because perhaps I just have bad taste. Again, I took the SCSS, pasted it into my SCSS file, grabbed this HTML markup, went over to the converter, pasted it in here, and got the markup transferred to Haml. And of course, I did some modifications here, and what I end up with is this. So this is definitely something that you guys can take advantage of if you want to use Foundation. There are plenty of different building blocks available on the Foundation website. So just go ahead and check it out. I'm going to paste the link in Slack so you know where to search for it if you're interested. And I will also give you the link to the converter so you know where to go to convert your any HTML that you want into Haml. Another thing that I would like to point out is that you see here on this landing page, I have this huge kind of image, right? And potentially what we want to do is only show this on the landing page, right? If you have any pages that you navigate to, you would like to hide this. Because generally speaking, only the landing page has those big, hero splash kind of images or what have you, whatever they are called. So, you have to remember that in your code, in your Haml code, you can use regular Ruby, whatever Ruby commands that are available to you. And in this case, I'm saying I added this if statement, and saying that if current page.url equals the root path, then we show the header and the hero image. Otherwise, we just don't do it. I can add an else statement here, of course. So current page is something that we get. It's a helper method that Middleman gives us, and it has some you can call certain methods on it, and URL is one of them. You can also call path. So I could do something like this and say index HTML, and this should potentially do the same thing. But I think I would probably prefer the URL part. Let me just fire up the server and see if this is working. Let's reload this. Yeah, it's the same thing. So if we just say that this is something different, so now it will display an empty page. Well, the navigation bar and the footer. But probably if I just take this row and back up a little bit, now it will display the content, but not the header image, basically. Whatever. So these two resources are really good. You know, using Zarb Foundation is easy. There are, again, a lot of resources that you can use. And if you don't feel like writing your HAML by hand from scratch, I think that this converter is also a good tool to use. So as a last thing, I just want to show you how easy it is to deploy this site using the script that Raul prepared for us. We have this build cleaner set up, and in our config.rb we have this this configuration for the build and for the deployment setup, and the only thing I need to do is to do middleman deploy, and my credentials for GitHub will be used in this process. We see that Middleman is running the build process. He builds all the necessary style sheets and JavaScript files, and also the index, etc., etc., and pushes it up to GitHub. So let's have a quick look at that. Toffman.github.io, my portfolio. And it looks like this now. So this is exactly what we just saw on my local host when I had Middleman server running. All right, so I hope you guys can make use of these small tips and find some inspiration in that. And good luck with the rest of this challenge. Talk to you later.